Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. This show is brought to you by Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Aces Bail Bond, Yasmin Khan, quick response 24/7, easy payment 203-257-6228. Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, specializing in seafood y churrasco. Spark City Smoke and Vape Shop, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Evolution Sports Bar and Cafe, located at 1279 North Avenue in Bridgeport. Miranda & Sons Automotive, specializing in brakes, electrical system, diagnostic check, full general auto repairs. Contact Louis Miranda at Miranda & Sons. And Bridgeport Auto Glass, 1227 Barnum Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Visit www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Live with Jason Rodriguez. I'm your host, and we are here broadcasting from the Super Elite Entertainment Studio, which is located right here in the beautiful, great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to let you know that tonight we have the godfather of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut here in the studio, and he's going to be sitting on the hot seat. The name of that godfather is Ernest Newton himself, who is an active member of the city council of right here in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Eddie Newton is a politician. He has been around for years, and he has an amazing political resume. And he's here in the studio tonight to have some fun with me and also some fun with you. So don't go anywhere, guys, because we're going to have a blast tonight. Listen, I want to welcome each and every one of you that's listening to us on our podcast, whether you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Big shout out to all of you essential workers out there who are always working extremely hard on our behalf, especially during these tough times where we are being plagued by COVID-19. Also, I want to welcome all of you guys that are watching on Facebook Watch. Yes. If you don't know what Facebook Watch is a new application that you can upload or download into your regular TV. If you have a smart TV, you can download Facebook Watch and you can watch this broadcast right on the big screen. So if you haven't downloaded Facebook Watch on your TV yet, listen, when you get a chance, download it. If you have a Fire Stick or if you have a regular smart TV, you can download that app onto your TV. All right, guys. So, I want to give a big shout. Also, listen. Also, tonight is the primary. And I got to give a shout out to Kelvin Ayala. I got to give a shout out to Mr. Antonio Felipe. I mean, right now it's 7 o'clock. 7:06. So time is winding down. And we're gonna see who of the two come out victorious tonight. There's a whole bunch of other people who are also running for office, but the one that I'm really concerned about tonight is that one right there, because they're both friends of mine. They're going head to head, toe to toe, like a boxing match. And I just can't wait to see what the final results will be. Either or, I'm going to end up at one of the parties tonight to celebrate somebody's victory. So let me know, Antonio, let me know, Kelvin, whichever one of you two come out victorious so I can make sure I show up to that party tonight. But again, I have Mr. Ernest Newton here in the studio tonight. We're going to be having a good time. Right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, Mr. Ernest Newton joins us momentarily. You guys don't go anywhere. I'll be right back momentarily.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. Again, I'm your host. If you're just tuning in tonight, I want to let you know that the godfather of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, Mr. Ernie Newton himself is here in the studio sitting on the hot seat with me tonight. And I'm so excited, man, because Ernie Newton is an amazing gentleman. He is a man like David after the heart of God, if I should say. I mean, Ernie Newton is a political figure. He's a man that's really involved in the community. He cares for the people of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And before I start, what I want to do is I want to read a statement to you guys. All right, here we go. Ernie Newton, Ernie E. Newton, born February 21st, 1956, is an American politician right here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Newton served for 17 years in the Connecticut General Assembly, serving in the Connecticut House of Representatives also from 1998 to 2003, and then he served as a state senator from 2003 to 2006. Currently an active member of the City Council Board representing the 139th District alongside Miss Anita Martinez. Without further ado, I present to you guys that are watching right now live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch, Mr. Ernie Newton. How you doing, my brother?
Good to see you, man. And you know what? Listen, you make me sound old when you say Godfather. You making me sound old now. You know, now I got to go home and listen to my kids. Tell me, Daddy, you old. But no, Jace, it's good to be here, man. And thank you. I know we've been trying to get this together, but you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
I watch your show live. You're doing a good thing for the people of Bridgeport, and everybody should tune in because this is live, and you do a good thing for our city, man. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you very much, and I truly appreciate that, especially coming from a individual like yourself, because when I look at you, whether in spite of the good and in spite of the bad, because a lot of people out there got things to say, they have their opinion, but when I look at you, I take my hat off to you and I humble myself in front of you because you're a very respectful person. And you just, to me, you're like a legend in the city, man. Everybody knows who Mr. Ernie Newton is.
Yeah, well, I try to carry myself in a positive way, man. And life has a lot of ups and downs, but it's not how you start the race; it's how you finish. And I've just been blessed to live two lifestyles in one lifetime. And what I mean by that, I had the opportunity to go to prison, had the opportunity to come home and do something about it.
Wow.
To try to make change.
And what I like about the whole scenario, which you just stated, is when I look at you, what comes to my mind is resilience. Going through something hard, something difficult, but at the end of the road, you're able to bounce right back.
Because I always grew up like this, that you never let your situation nor your location obscure your destination. So you could be born in the ghetto, in the hood, your parents could be on welfare, but it doesn't dictate who you are. And so I've just been blessed, man, and that's all I can say. I've been blessed. People of Bridgeport have been good to me in the East End. And I'm just grateful to be able to serve to help people.
Absolutely. And you've been serving for the last, what?
Don't say it, man. There you go.
It's been, I just got to throw it out there because you have dedicated your whole entire life to this. I mean, you come from a background where you were a teacher.
Yeah.
You were teaching music.
Yeah.
East Side Middle.
Yeah.
Multiple different schools right here in the city.
Yeah.
You was comfortable. You had a great career, teaching, successful, making good money, but you decided to step away from that so that you can begin a political career.
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with me going to a black college in Winston-Salem. And it was back in the 70s. I graduated in 74 from Harding. I had opportunity to experience a life that I never would have seen had I not had that opportunity.
Wow.
And I had the opportunity to go to college, study, watch other progressive young brothers, do positive things. I think our first sit-in was at Winston-Salem State.
Mm.
They closed the library at 8. A bunch of freshmen, we had the largest class, 900 freshman students came to Winston-Salem that year. We had a sit-in in the library so they can open up the library longer. Now, that was my first protest.
Wow.
That was really my first protest.
How old were you?
Well, I graduated in 74. I had to be no more than 18, 19 years old. That was my first protest.
First protest of many.
Afro, everything, dark shiggy.
You had the pick with the fist?
Yeah. But, your life is about helping people.
Yeah.
And I just hope that, everybody got a day that somebody will say that, you know what, Ernie tried to help me. That's what it's all about.
You dedicated your life to helping other people. And you've been at this for a very long time.
Yeah.
You've had some really, really some great accomplishments, and you had some failures.
Yeah.
And in spite of the failures, like I said, resilience, you bounce back. So, Ern, my question is, going through everything that you've been through, the ups and the downs, what motivates you to continue following that same passion, the pursuit of passion that you've been in for so long?
Well, there's two things. One is family, but one is a faith in a God that I truly believe in. And, when I was a kid, my mother said this to me. She said, when you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto God. And that's who the final author of everything is.
That's right.
So I think what really kept me is faith. And, my family, they stuck with me. Because I've been, when I went to prison, a lot of families abandoned people. They stuck with me. And it was, it was a different kind of, well, if you're from Bridgeport, you could fit in anywhere. So it was just like being in the projects. But I used my time wisely. I tutored a lot of people, and I read a lot. Some people watch TV,
They play spades and
I did that a little bit, but I was reading the Connecticut Post, the New York paper. It takes 3 days for you to get it because when I got out, I wanted to know what was happening, in our city. So it was an experience.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Now, I think you started writing a book when you were in there, right?
Something I never got a chance to really finish, but hopefully I will, get back to it, because I really want to do that.
Yeah.
Talk about, where we're at today, where we should be going. So it would probably be a bestseller.
I agree with you because you have so much, you have a wealth of knowledge to share with the viewing audience, to share with all of us. I mean, I'll be one of the first people to buy your book once it's on the shelf.
Yeah. I got to get a writer first, so I'm working on a writer, a person that'll put it together for me.
I might know one or two writers for you, man.
Okay, all right. I'm willing to listen. But it's been a good journey. It's been a good journey. And if you didn't vote, I want everybody to come out and vote. You have a half hour. People die for that right, so I hope everybody get an opportunity to cast your vote. As I was telling Jason, Biden picked a black woman to run as his vice president, Kamala Harris, who's a senator, as his vice president. So, things are changing. With Black Lives Matter, a lot of things are changing. With police accountability and a lot of things are going on in our city. Bridgeport's been pretty blessed. You see what's happening around the country, riots. Bridgeport's been pretty blessed.
Yeah. Now, Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
The whole George Floyd situation.
Yep.
And all the, like you said, the riots and the protesting. Have you been a part of any of those protests?
The one that was on the highway, the police asked me to come, and I got calls from people saying, Ernie, can you come talk to the young people? But we're dealing with a different group of people. Martin, Dr. King, was nonviolent, turned the other cheek. These young people are more like Malcolm. But the message is we're tired.
Yeah.
Anytime you can see somebody begging somebody, I can't breathe, and you don't pay it no attention, something's wrong with that picture. So changes are happening, in this country. And, we have good police officers.
Yes.
Okay. But they've lived under a culture for so long that it needs to change. And we're seeing that. We're seeing the change.
So you right now believe that things are getting better?
I think that America is finally waking up to something that you and I have lived all our life. Okay, anytime, think about this. Black Lives Matter movement, I'm talking about the movement.
The movement.
Did something that Dr. King's movement didn't do. And you'll probably say, well, what was that?
Absolutely.
Just think about 50 states all had protesters. Countries around the world had protesters. Think about that. Dr. King didn't have that peace. But now you see young people from all nationalities being involved in the movement. So something struck a nerve to where it has awakened the sleeping giant.
And I think it's pretty unique to see not only African American folk protesting, but it's nice to see there's Latinos out there,
whites,
Caucasian,
everybody.
Yeah, everyone is involved in this whole movement.
That's right.
And it's big.
Anytime you see Darien in Connecticut having
New Canaan,
a protest, New Canaan,
Greenwich.
Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? So the movement, something's happening that didn't happen. But each generation has a part to play. But the young generation got to remember, you still need the older people to guide you through the pitfalls.
There's been talks about defunding police departments. Do you, as a political representative, do you believe that that's necessary?
There's two things. Let's get it straight. We'll never get rid of the police force. You understand what I'm saying? You need law and order. So when they were talking about defunding, they were talking about moving monies around to address people who have mental illness, de-escalation, those kind of things. They got a budget. So you can shift dollars to address those issues either within the police department or outside the police department on how to de-escalate a situation. Sensitive training. So when people talk about defunding, we're not for doing away with the police department. Could you imagine that? No police department in Bridgeport. Can you imagine that?
Well, see, and I can't imagine that because
I can't either.
Because
then everybody got bare arms.
Yeah, but that is the thing, because I know they just recently passed a bill, and you know what? I'm not a political person. I don't know all the details of the bill, but I know that Chris Rosario, when he was here a couple of weeks ago, mentioned that there was a bill passed or is almost finalized, where there's going to be a lot of changes in regards to law enforcement and the way they respond to certain situations.
That's right.
So my thing is, there's a lot of officers, and I know a lot of officers
I do too.
who are upset. They're frustrated. Point blank, they're pissed off because they feel that they can't do their job without being
under the microscope.
Under the microscope.
Well, let me ask you a question. Does doing your job mean you got to beat people up?
Absolutely not.
Do doing your job mean you got to be disrespectful?
Absolutely not.
Do doing your job mean that I got to cover for somebody if I know they're doing wrong? Police officers, yes, they're here to protect the law. If I do something wrong, then I'm supposed to be arrested, but I'm not supposed to be beat up.
Yeah.
You can arrest me, but that doesn't mean you got to beat me up. We are good police officers, okay? But their job also is to look at each situation and be able to wear it.
Yeah.
Because everybody you arrest, it might have been for a minor offense. Okay? So it's how we look at policing. No one's not telling the police, don't do your job. It's how you do your job. Now, and I want to give Captain Blackwell, I heard that it might have been posted, people might have seen it, where they de-escalated. A young lady had a gun, had her hand behind her back. They kept telling her, let's see your hand, let's see your hand. Now that could have exploded to where that girl got killed.
Absolutely.
But they talked her down to where she took the gun out, laid it on the ground, and put her hands up. It's how you talk to people.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, the movement definitely, as you said, has awakened the sleeping giant. I mean, it has made law enforcement officers a little more careful with the way they respond to certain situations and the way they treat and handle people, which is what we really want.
That's right. Now think about this. If I yell at you, your intention is to yell back at me because that's just who we are. But if I talk to you with respect, let's say, Mr. Jason, can I see your driver's license? Can I see your registration? I ask you, well, why'd you stop me? I stopped you because your headlight's out. More people would be willing to listen. But if I come up to your car and I talk down to you and I start yelling at you, then your intentions is to yell back at me. So it's more about how to treat people, man. Because you're a police officer, doesn't give you the right to disrespect me as a black man.
And I have to agree with you.
Okay.
150%.
And that's what's been happening for a long time. So I think it'll work because once, when we were kids, we knew who the police officers were in our community. They knew our parents. They knew our family. They treated us different. But a lot of police officers who come in, not familiar with the area, don't know the people, or they've been given an image of black people that this is the way I gotta respond, this is the way I gotta act. So I think the changes are going to be good.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
All right. And when we come back, I want to pick up with the Christopher Columbus statue that has been removed from our beautiful Seaside Park, which is located right here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. All right. So for you guys that are watching right now, if you haven't shared this live broadcast into your timeline, I'm going to kindly ask you to press that share button and share it right now, and send it to someone that's on your messenger list. Send it, so that other people can get involved and be a part of this interview. We have what I call the godfather of the city of Bridgeport, Mr. Ernie Newton, here in the studio sitting on the hot seat. So if you are watching right now and you might have a question for Mr. Newton, right now is your time to ask him a question. I mean, he has a lengthy, long political career. So if you have a question, I guarantee you that Mr. Newton does have an answer. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back momentarily. You guys don't go anywhere.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds.
Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at Aces Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with ACE's Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call ACE's Bail Bonds now.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. Again, we are here broadcasting from the Super Elite Entertainment Studio, which is located right here in the heart of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And tonight we have the godfather of the city, Mr. No other than Ernie Newton, here on the hot seat. So, Ern, how you feeling so far?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just grateful that you invited me. I've always wanted to come on your show, man.
Uh-huh.
But time wouldn't allow me, but I had the opportunity today, and I'm just glad to be here to talk to the people.
Absolutely, and I'm grateful to have you here.
Yeah.
And you know, in case if you don't know, right now we are live,
Yeah.
not only on Facebook, we're live on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, on our website, and we're also live. Well, we're also a podcast, so
Okay.
we're on Google,
Oh, wow.
Republic Radio,
Okay.
Anchor, Spotify. So we're all over the place tonight, man.
So maybe I'll get a call for a movie deal or something. So I'm trying.
Yeah. No, but you're doing a great job. And I truly appreciate the fact that you were willing to come here to the studio. Like you said, we've been trying to work this out for a long time already.
Long
And
time.
I finally got you here on the hot seat. And like I said in the beginning of the show, to me, you're a legend when it comes to politics and being involved in the community, because that's where your heart is. Your heart is in the community. You really, really, truly care about the people, especially the people from the 139th district where you represent and the East End. And I know that there's some big changes that are taking place in the East End, especially with Ashlar Construction Company, who's currently building a new shopping center, which the East End has been fighting a long time for. And you play an instrumental role with bringing that into that area. So tell us about it.
It's the first time. You know, another reason I wanted to come back. You know, somebody said to me that, Ernie, when you went to prison, it's like everything stopped. And I said to myself, I was part of the problem. I won't say problem, but my absence hurt a lot of people. Stopped a lot of development, stopped a lot of things. And I wanted to come back to finish what I started with the shopping center. We have a company, Ashlar Construction, you mentioned them. Black developer, young man grew up with me in the East End.
That's right.
As kids.
Come from nothing.
That's right. Played soft baseball together at Buckley Field. We'll have a grocery store, a pharmacy. I'm working on a bank. We'll have a
There's going to be a clinic there as well.
It's going to be a clinic. It's going to change. We got the new library. It's going to change the whole concept of how people feel about that community. New housing are going up, home ownership, some rental, senior units. So I wanted to make sure that I was a part of that. Because had I not gone to prison, it would have been built a lot sooner.
Wow.
So I feel, you know, I take responsibility to be a part of the solution. And nobody knows it better than me. Nobody knows how to do it better than me, because I've been doing it. So that was another reason that I could have given up. I could have said, hey man, look what happened to me, woe is me. But I said, no, I wanna leave it better than when I found it. And it's getting better. If you ride down there,
Absolutely.
they got the thing up. They're
I've been through it. I've seen
digging
it.
Up. They're getting it ready. We tore down all the old houses to make way for new development that we haven't witnessed in a long time.
Wow. Wow. And another thing that I want to mention is for the people that's watching, in case if you don't know who this gentleman is, this is Mr. Ernie Newton, and he's an active City of Bridgeport council member. And you've been on the council.
Well, this is my third year.
This is your third year, but you started your political career as a city council member.
At 1981 through 85, I was elected as a freshman legislator, the first black president of the city council.
Then you became a state representative.
A state rep, and stayed there for 15 years, and then went to the Senate.
And then you climbed that ladder and became a state senator.
Yep. Yep.
And that's when you went through, you went through your lows, you went through your situation.
Yep.
Now the thing is, which I'm impressed by, is you've been through that, all of that.
Yep.
Great career. Crash land.
Yep.
Resilience.
Yep.
You bounced back. I mean, someone else would have been like, "The hell with it. I'm done.
That's right.
I'm done. I'm not doing this no more."
Yeah.
These folks set me up.
Yeah.
These folk, and I'm not pointing the fingers. I'm not trying to blame anybody because, some decisions were made,
Yeah.
and you were held accountable, and you did what you had to do to clear your name.
Yeah.
But someone else would be like, "You know what? The hell with this. I'm done." That's not what you said. That wasn't your response.
Yeah.
You bounced back. You started running all over again for office.
Right.
I mean, what made you do that?
Well, because people told me that I couldn't do it. People ask me, "Why did you go to college?" Because my guidance counselor told me I wasn't college material. I should work in a factory. When you grew up back in the 70s, they had all the factories.
Oh yeah.
That did something to me. That lit a fire under me. And I started applying to colleges. And then I got accepted to Winston-Salem. So when people tell me what you can't do, it made me do it. And it wasn't just about winning, because listen, they can't take away from me that I was president of the city council, I was a state senator, a state rep. You can't take that from me.
Uh-huh.
So the point I'm making is, you don't need a title to help make change. We got a lot of people running for office, this and that. You don't need titles. People think you need a title. All a title does is bring attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to leave, the community that I grew up in and the city that I love so much, to try to make it better. And people say, "Why do you go back to the council?" Because I've been able to work with a lot of young people, a lot of new people, to show them how council should be. Not to be the boss, but to work and show people this is how you get things done. And that's what I've tried to accomplish.
That's awesome. Another thing I want to point out is that you work for career resources.
Yeah.
And your assignment there is to help ex-offenders who are transitioning back into the community.
Let me say this. I think what really, and I won't say it hurt me, because I didn't expect people to open our arms and welcome Ernie back. I want to give a shout out to Scott Wilderman, who's the president of Career Resources. And the reason I say that is because all the people that I did things for and knew were in position to help me, they didn't.
Wow.
He said, "Ernie, can't pay you no lot of money, but I think you'll be a hell of a person in reentry. Who better knows than you?" And I've been there 5 years.
Wow.
And I've helped a lot of young people. I've helped people find employment. But because of this epidemic, it's put a little damper on how we can do business now. But he gave me a shot. And I've been doing it ever since. And I want to thank him because he was willing to, take a chance. He didn't know me from Adam and Eve. But he gave me a shot.
Wow.
And I haven't let him down. I'm the first one to get to work and the last one to leave.
Wow.
Because I'm grateful. And I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I wanted to help people who come out of prison. Because if they look at me and they say, "Well, if Ernie can do it, I can do it. They need positive role models. They need positive people to see. Man, I can do it. And since I've been on the council, we passed some resolutions to hire returning citizens if the city does business with companies or companies do business with the city. So I've been able to do some things.
Yeah. That's awesome, Ernie, man. And I take my hat off to you, because you have some great accomplishments, and you definitely have a heart for the needy, for those that are in need, those in the community. And
well, I got my enemies too now.
I'm sure, but I don't even.
I wouldn't call them enemies.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I won't call them enemies. We don't just see eye to eye on some things, but that's good.
Yeah, but that's all right because we all have those.
That's right.
We have some that we see in front of us, and we have some who are in secret that we don't even know about. But I like critics. I like people like that because they're the ones that, as you stated, they said you couldn't do it, but you still did it. I mean, they add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
They give me that motivation I need to succeed. You know.
That's the good thing about it, man. That you only one can beat you is you. And as long as I know I can go to bed at night knowing that I didn't hurt nobody, I tried to do the best I could for this day, I'm happy.
Absolutely. So, active city council member here in the city of Bridgeport.
Yeah.
You spent countless years as a state rep, countless years as a state senator. Out of the three, which one do you feel is the most complicated assignment to be in?
Probably the city council, because you don't have much money. You got a lot of demands. You got a lot of needy things. In Hartford, it's a little bit different. I was blessed not to. We were always in the majority, and we always had money. So I didn't face deficits and all those kind of things that people are experiencing today. But I think on the local level, because everything is local. See, your state reps, you don't get to touch them all the time.
Yeah.
Your U.S. congressmen and senators, they're in Washington. But when you're a council person,
everybody's in your face.
You get calls 24/7. You on call because you're their representative. You're on the ground level. Where state reps and state senators and U.S. congressmen and U.S. senators, they are not like that. So I think council is the place to be.
Yeah. When you look at your life, your career, all your experiences and success, what do you think, and also your failures, what would you say has defined your life? Like, what is your greatest accomplishment? When you lay your head down on the pillow and you think about your life, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment?
Well, it's a few things. My father died when I was freshman in high school. And my mother had to raise 5 kids on welfare by herself. And always, one of my greatest accomplishments is to watch my children grow up. My father didn't get to watch me grow up. And I always ask God, please let me stick around to be with them, to be in their lives. The other great accomplishment is being married almost 40 years.
Wow.
That's an accomplishment because people don't even spend 40 minutes together before they get divorces.
You're right.
But I think that if I had to put my hand on one thing, is that I've tried to help people from my heart. There are a lot of accomplishments. I brought money back to the city to move a lot of projects to do, but I just want somebody to say that I tried to help somebody, and I did it from my heart. That would probably be one of the greatest. Not naming streets and buildings after, because if you can't give my flowers when I live, I tell people all the time, I don't want nothing named after me after I'm dead. If you can't do it while I'm alive, don't do it. But I just hope that my kids will always be proud. And that people, what really got me through prison is that when I called home, my children would say, Daddy, a lot of people, man, asked about you, man, said, tell him to keep his head up. We love him, man. He's a fighter. That helped my kids,
Wow.
and that meant a lot to me. That people thought enough of that to say those things to my kids, So I don't have one thing that I can lay my hands on, but just knowing that I made a difference in the lives of people, I think that that's important.
Absolutely. And that's what your life has been defined by.
Yeah.
By making a difference in lives.
Yeah.
And people do love you. People love you in the city of Bridgeport.
they
Not
do.
only the city, but also the state.
state.
Because you're known throughout the state.
National level, I've been all over the world. I've been with the greatest leaders this country has. People just read about. I've been in their presence. Like Nelson Mandela.
Wow.
When I met him, man, I was like, wow. But I've met great people. And I think the thing that really I tell young politicians, our job, that when you sit in the presence of powers to be, whether it's the governor, president, whoever, your job is to speak for the people that you represent. And I hope I've done that to the best of my ability.
Wow.
That wherever I'm at, I'm talking about what you're doing for Bridgeport, what you're doing for the East End, what you're doing for poor people. That's the key.
Wow. Wow. Now,
Go ahead.
let's talk about that funky wardrobe you have. Because you got,
Oh, God, I knew
you
that
got,
was coming.
listen, you got the best of the best. I mean, always fresh.
Okay,
Always fresh.
okay.
Beautiful hats, shades. Matter of fact, let me see the shades you got.
Hey, man, here you go.
Hola. Bang.
I'm really in Hollywood now.
I mean, you must have a collection of shades, man.
Well, you know where I got why I dress the way I do. My father was a professional presser. He pressed clothes. And he would always come by, get our clothes, and press them. And he said to me, let me tell you this, here's the secret. When you look presentable, nobody knows how much money you got in your pocket.
Ah.
And I've always modeled that, to dress presentable, to look presentable. Now, if you catch me on the weekends, I have my shorts on and my do-rag
Listen.
on. And
I've seen you on the weekends. You always fresh. Always fresh. I don't care where you at, what you doing.
yeah.
You probably sleep like that at night, huh?
Nah. But I've just been blessed, man. I just believe that that's the way you, when people look at you, that's the first impression they get of you. So I've always learned that as a kid, that's the first thing they look at. If I walk into a place, my pants pulled down, hair not combed, they're gonna have a different impression.
That's right.
But when you present yourself, you ain't got to wear $300 suits and $500 this, that, but just how you present yourself. So I've tried to do the best I can. But everybody told me the joke on the street is, Ernie, what you gonna do now that Braxton's is not there? Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, since we're on the subject,
Yeah.
your outfits, your wardrobe. I mean, so is this like all custom made stuff specifically for yourself?
No. Now you want to know my secrets.
Yeah.
But what I do is I get it tailored. I buy my size, but then you might need to get it tailored. So I usually get it tailored to fit the way I want it to fit.
Gotcha.
So that's where I've been. I can't change now. I told my kids, Dad, my wife, you need to go through this closet and give all this stuff away.
I can imagine. You must have so much stuff, from shoes to...
I've been blessed, man. That's all I can tell you. I've been blessed.
Well, listen, if your shoes are 9.5 and the pants 34 waist, I might be able to take it from you, man.
All right. I think I may be able to accommodate you, man. I think I got some things that, still sitting there that I didn't go get tailored.
Uh-huh.
But I really enjoyed you having me, man. That's
No,
just
definitely.
beautiful, man.
But we're not done yet,
All right.
because when we went to commercial break, I wanted to ask you about your response to a hot topic that
Oh, about the, yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
Christopher Columbus
Yeah.
statue that was removed from Seaside Park here in Bridgeport. What's your take on that? How do you
Well,
feel about it?
Let me say this. And everybody blames the mayor for moving the statue. But he had to move the statue because you see what's going on around the country. You saw what happened in Waterbury. They cut the head off.
Yeah, you're right.
People were taking statues down. All you had to do was watch it. He took it down. Now, the Parks Commission will make the decision on what they do with that statue. Some of the council members had dialogue with the Italian community. And that's where the dialogue is, But again, the country is changing. They took the Confederate flag down in Alabama.
That's big.
The flag was there for a long, long time. They took it down. Took the statues down that represented slavery. So that's why this is bigger than what people really think it is, that America has awakened. Sleeping giant has
That's right.
awakened. So I think that, all those statues, they're going to do something with them. Because the times are changing now. And, even as a kid, I used to always ask myself, how can somebody discover something when people are already there? This ain't rocket scientist stuff. I always ask myself that as a kid. How do you discover something when there are people already there? That used to blow my mind,
Yeah.
So I never believed he discovered America. I mean, I know what they say, but you can't discover. That's like me discovering this place and you sitting here. Right?
I mean, my personal opinion in regards to the statue, I think maybe they should take it and put it up in a museum.
Yeah.
Public place like that where, whoever wants to go and see it can go and see it there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my take, my response, but I'm nobody.
I think, what's going on now, I think the parks will make that decision. And the sad part is, we already know if you put it back at Seaside, somebody's going to destroy it. The city can't put a cop there 24/7
No.
to guard a statue. You understand? They already threw red paint on it. You remember that? So, if it was me, I would put it in a place that it wouldn't be damaged, and like you said, maybe a museum, or maybe up on Park Avenue, the the Italian Center, where it'll be protected. So.
Yeah. John Lewis.
Yeah.
Great loss. Is there any way that we can fill that void?
Let me say this. When Dr. King died, there was a big void. Nobody could step in those shoes. They don't make those type of people every day. They're God-given, people are there at an appointed time. I knew John Lewis.
Wow.
Got pictures with him, I posted them on Facebook. Just to be in his company, was like, wow. I was just so honored. It was like, even with Nelson Mandela, it was like, wow, I'm in their presence. It's hard to fulfill his shoes, but there are young people coming along to keep the dream alive. Okay, and we've got a lot of young talent out there, of young people in public office that will move in that direction on the voters' rights. But he had a major impact, man. I can imagine what it must have been like when he came through. And to watch and see a black president and to see the history that he went through in his lifetime. But this movement is picking up from where that took on. And I think if you saw what he stood on in D.C. and it had Black Lives Matter and he stood with the mayor, it was like, I'm passing the torch on now.
Wow.
You know, I'm passing the torch on to this movement. So, you know, he always encouraged young people. You know, so we lost some great leaders, you know. Great leaders.
Wow. So, Ernie, we are at the conclusion of the show.
Yeah.
I still got to hit you off with the shotgun questions.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to give you one great opportunity to speak directly to the hearts and the minds of the viewing audience and the people that are watching. If you had some final words for someone right now that's watching this show, what would those words be?
I would tell you all not to give up. Even though we're going through this, you know, epidemic, we need one another. We're all in this together. I would ask you all to wear your mask, be safe, and always think about this. By you wearing a mask, you're saving somebody's life. And that's how you got to look at it. You know, times have changed, but we're in this together. And if we listen and work together, things will get better. Nothing lasts forever. You know, so that's what I would leave with them. You know, do those things. Practice what they tell us to do, because this virus is no joke. And if you haven't been tested, please get tested. That's what I would leave with.
Absolutely, and I truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Mr. Ernest Newton. I truly appreciate those words, and I'm sure the people that are watching appreciate those words as well. What we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
When we come back, I'm going to hit you off with what I call the shotgun question.
All right.
All right. So for you guys that are watching right now, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank you for your support, for your love, for your kindness. If it's not for you tuning in each and every week, we will not be able to do what we do on a weekly basis. And as I was telling Mr. Ernie Newton earlier when we were having our conversation, this is a community platform. This studio is for you, the people of the community. So if you know someone that's out there who should be featured on our show, sitting right here on our hot seat, I mean, go onto our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com. Reach out to me, send me their information, and in turn, we will reach out to that person, and I guarantee you, we will have them here in our studio. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will continue our conversation with the shotgun questions with Mr. Ernie Newton. We'll be right back momentarily, guys.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. We are here in the greatest city of the state of Connecticut, Bridgeport, at the Super Elite Entertainment Studio, and I have no other than the legendary Godfather, Mr. Ernest Newton, here on the hot seat, you guys. Ern, so how you feeling?
I feel good, man. I'm just grateful that you invited me, but I need to put a plug in. Can I do a plug?
Absolutely, go for it.
You all need to advertise because he does a great job, and this is a community thing. Reach out to him. You got programs, you got things you do. Reach out so that people will know what you're doing. This is a great opportunity to be showed, but I want some of you businesses to advertise with this brother. I'm going to help him with some advertisement stuff because this is about us.
Absolutely.
And we got to help one another.
And I truly appreciate that.
Yep.
And I know if anybody got the connection, it's you.
I'll do the best I can.
All right, Ern, so here we go with
All right.
the shotgun questions.
A shotgun.
All right, what's your favorite song?
Oh, what's my favorite song? I like Blue Magic. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I like
Okay.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
How about Devotion?
Uh-huh.
True Devotion.
Ah.
What's the next shot?
All right, I like that. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Well, I got quite a few of them, but I like Shaft. I like Shaft.
Shaft. Okay, that's a good one.
I like Shaft.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? I like steak. Yeah, I like steak.
You like your steak well done or raw?
Medium.
Medium? Okay.
Medium.
Okay. Favorite sport?
Basketball.
Which team is that?
Knicks.
New York Knicks.
I've always been a Knicks fan.
Okay. Okay.
Always been a Knicks fan.
Favorite car?
It's one that I can't afford. Probably a Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah.
All right, so you got that expensive taste.
Yeah, I like the Bentley, man.
Uh-huh. Okay. We're going to have to go and rent you one for a day. At least.
All right. All right.
Favorite thing you like to read?
Favorite thing I like to read outside of the Bible is the favorite thing I like to read. But I like to read a lot of novels on different people, like Malcolm and Tupac and Biggie, because they had music, man, that touched people's souls, So I like to read,
Okay. Favorite thing you like to do?
Favorite thing I like to do. Now that I'm getting old, nothing. I like to just sit back and relax.
Ah.
That's what I like to do.
Okay. That's something that you're doing. Okay. What's your favorite word? One word that you like to use all the time.
One word that I would like to use all the time. Just one word.
One word.
Okay, one word. Happy. I like that word, happy. Just one word, happy.
Okay. Favorite place you like to visit?
Favorite place that I would like to visit. Well, I always wanted to go to Paris. Just to see the Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Still got plenty of time to go.
Nah, the epidemic now that made a believer out of me, man. I ain't doing no traveling. I'm just gonna relax. But
Fly under the radar. Okay, I respect
fall
that.
under the radar.
Other than your current profession,
Right.
if you was able to do it all over again, what would Mr. Ernest Newton do?
Wow, if I had to come back in another life, what would I do? I'd probably be a school teacher. I started out in teaching. Probably like to do that.
Yeah.
But maybe on the college level. College level this time.
Okay. And the final question.
Yeah.
If heaven really exists, and we both believe and know that it does, when Mr. Ernie Newton, the legendary Godfather of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, arrive at the pearly gates, what do you want to hear God, the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit say to you when you arrive there?
Can I look at the audience?
Uh-huh.
I want them to say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. Now I'll make you rule over many. And then I know that my life was not in vain.
with that said, we have concluded the show. Well said.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming down, Ernie. It's been an
Appreciate you
honor
inviting me.
to be able to have you here.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
God
We'll
bless.
do it again soon.
Yeah, we'll
okay?
do it again soon.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, for you guys that are watching right now, thank you so much for tuning in. As you can see, I had a legend here in the studio with me tonight, Mr. Ernie Newton, who represents the 139th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. He is an active member on the city council. So if you need to reach out to Mr. Newton, they can always reach out to you through Facebook, as well as what? Going on your website.
On my website for the city of Bridgeport, our numbers are there for city council.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to Mr. Ernie Newton by visiting their website, the City of Bridgeport's website. Man, I'm trying to figure out which way we should go now. I mean, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Ernie Newton came in, voluntarily came in, and he just, opened it up himself. He was an open book tonight. He shared so much knowledge with us, and I hope that you guys have gotten blessed. I want to acknowledge some of you guys that are watching right now. I see you, Luis Roldan, Carmen Hernandez, saying hi. My buddy Edward Figueroa saying what's up, my brother. I see Anne Marie Vizzo watching as well. Justin Riley is watching from Just Right Studio, which is right here in Bridgeport. T. Killings, Toby Dempsey, David Morales, Matthew Mateo, Elisa Rodriguez, and Yaya Alexis, Anna Cecilia. I see you watching, Anna. And man, so many names on here. But you know what? I truly appreciate you guys for tuning in, because as I always say each and every week, if it's not for you guys showing your love and your support, we would not be able to do this. All right? If you're not following me or following Super Elite Entertainment on Facebook or YouTube, go on there and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. Visit our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com. Follow us on all the different platforms. Also, subscribe to our podcast. All right, we're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, Republic Radio, Google Podcasts. We're all over the place, man. So just make sure that you follow us there as well. If you haven't downloaded Facebook Watch, make sure you download that into your smart TV. If you have a Fire Stick, download that app into your Fire Stick as well, and you'll be able to watch this show, this broadcast, on the big screen. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be coming back with our other show, which is called Praying with Music, which is a great 2 hours of amazing inspirational and motivational music. That's going to be coming back in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. With that said, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday night, same place, same time, same channel, with another amazing guest. God bless you guys.